And welcome to the CommonSenSEO Show number 9. For those of you expecting Ted Kubaitis, to be here today, I'm afraid we've had to defer that guest appearance for a little while. No worries, but it's gonna be turning up in another few weeks anyway. We have replacement guests, which are equally as important and equally great. They're sitting in the background waiting for an introduction very soon, and we've got 2 for the price of 1 apparently today, so we're in for a big treat. And first though, over to Henrik for the housekeeping.
Hello and welcome to the show, this 9th show. And if we could just get a little test. So if you can hear us, and put a 1 in the chat, and if you can see us, put a 2 in the chat. Okay, seems to be fine. So Tony, let's talk a little bit about the topics of today.
Yep, I mean, this is very much in Henrik's primary domain, really, because it's all about Google My Business, GMB. I think we thought today was a good time to just go over the GMBs and the basics, really, to re-emphasize how important they are to businesses. And it's not just local. I mean, there's plenty of word out there on the street that GMBs can actually be a boost to any business, as long as you can get one, of course. But generally speaking, even national, international, even some of the e-com sites are setting up a Google My Business. It's very much it's free for one thing, and on top of that, very, very powerful. And there's lots and lots of reasons why you need to be getting on Google My Business, and you need to be getting it right. So Henrik, do you want to just go through the getting started really on Google My Business? Should anybody here not be already online?
Yeah, let's do that. I'll just take over the screen and share the screen here. Just a second.
And I just realized I took a sneaky swig of my tea then, and I'm still on camera.
No.
Well, while you're getting ready, I will introduce the guests, if that's okay, Henry.
Yeah.
While you're just getting your screen ready. So on the call today, because I know everybody's itching to know who these famous people are now. The people we've got here today are actually really important to us, because if it weren't for these 2 people, then Henrik and I probably wouldn't have met, or we might have met in a different place and thought differently of each other. Who knows? So yeah, the guests today are from the Ranking Factory, and it is Patrick and Gary. So would you like to say hello, guys, one at a time?
Yep, sure. Patrick? Hello, this is Patrick, and glad to be here today. Thank you.
And this is Gary, bringing up the rear. Have a great day.
That's great. Thanks for the introduction. And I'm guessing that probably somewhere lurking in the background will probably be Terry as well, because he usually follows somewhere along the line. But anyway, let's go back to Henrik. I can see he's got his presentation going now, so let's go back over to Henrik, and he'll start a walkthrough of Google My Business.
Yep. So what is Google My Business? Google My Business is a central storage of your company's information on Google. And where does that information shows up? It shows up in what we call the Google Knowledge Panel, which you can see here over on the right side. It shows up in the maps, and it shows up in what we call a Google My Business website. This is a one-page website which Google makes available for those who doesn't have a website, so they can quick and easy prepare a one-pager with a lot of information on. Down here, you can see this dashboard. I'll show you it in detail just in a second. But I want to illustrate what happens is when you make posts in the Google My Business dashboard, this information will end up in so when I post in here, you will see the information up in the knowledge panel. In the lower part of the knowledge panel, there will be post from this business. Normally, you see the image and a little blurb of the text in it, but information will also be available within the maps. So when you search for your business or your service in Google, normally a 3-pack will show up in the search results. And of course, it's very important to be in the 3-pack because that gets a lot of clicks. And finally, the post that you're making will also be available in the Google My Business website as what they call updates, where you'll see an image, you'll see the text, and that's basically what happens for your Google My Business.
And one thing is, what would happen? What sort of things would you be putting in those posts for anybody not familiar with them at this moment?
We will come into that. I'm just showing you, Tony, a dashboard for Google My Business. So just logging in here. Just a second. So what's coming up here is that, oh, there we are. I think it's actually irritating me a little bit, but anyhow. So here we have shown a dashboard. Unfortunately, this one is a Danish one, but what you'll see here over on the left side is a dashboard where you can operate your Google My Business. And here you'll see basic information about this little business here. And what's important is, of course, to get all your information stored in the dashboard. So here you can see I have a name of the business. I have here some categories of the business. I have here the opening hours, etc. So in general, I'll fill in all the information that I can fill in into the dashboard. And if I'm going here and search on the web, here's what I was talking about. This is a knowledge panel popping up. You will see there's some photos. There's the information that we were talking about. There's the reviews and the little text blurb about the business. So this particularly search where I go in, I search there for the brand, but if I search for the product or service, it should you see it again actually draws what we call a knowledge panel. It doesn't draw a 3-pack because there's not enough businesses around here. And I'll come into that in just a second, because when we're talking about Google My Business, the proximity of your search is very important. And I will show you a different example here where I'm searching for wheelchairs. And as you can see here, immediately when I search for another term, it draws actually a 3-pack up here. And that's what's important for the business to be in top of the 3-pack as this business is here. So when you're in a competitive niche where there's a lot of people around, let me do another search here. If I'm searching for mortgage broker, Melbourne in Florida, here, there's a lot of competitors just around that business. And again, it will be ideal to be in the 3-pack, as we call it, because a lot of people click through there. If I go back to the other one, actually the distance between these 3 businesses here, there's 134 miles from here to the position where I'm sitting and searching. So that's illustrate that if there's not a lot of business around you, you can actually draw a 3-pack in a quite a long distance, because this company over here, which is in the other part of Denmark, is actually appearing in a 3-pack where I'm sitting up here, where my cursor is at the moment. Going back to the mortgage example here, you can see the proximity of the competitors. It's much tougher. And then if I'm looking for a specific business to pop up, I might be way down here in the other listings here. So what you will need to do is actually to optimize your Google My Business profiles so that you actually have as much information as possible, so that when somebody is searching for your brand, your service, your product, you will pop up in the 3-pack here. So that's what's important, and that's what we are trying to do when we are discussing Google My Business and the benefit of Google My Business. That is to see, could we end up here in the 3-pack? Could we draw a knowledge panel as we did in the other listing that I was referring to here? Because the likelihood of people clicking through is much higher when you're adding up either stealing the real estate here or will be sitting in the business here. So any comments from you guys to the benefit of a Google My Business?
Well, we know that the real estate, which is the first page of Google, is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And if you look at, I don't know in your area, but over here, if you look at the service industry like plumbers, and you type in plumbers near me, like I said, I don't know how competitive over there it is, but over here in the States, we've got Google guaranteed, which means the service industries can now apply to get a Google guarantee certificate, which is a little bit like they're competing with Angie's List and Home Advisor. And so on the top of the search, especially if we're looking at mobile, right, you end up with these 3 boxes on the top that are ads by Google above the ads by Google, if that makes sense. So I thought it was kind of interesting the other day when I was doing a search that there are these businesses that are paying a lot of money to be in the guarantee program, but yet only 3 of them will show up at the top. Okay.
What does this look like on a mobile, Patrick?
Yeah, this is on, you get the Google guarantee on the mobile as well for many of these.
And does the Google My Business still show up on the mobile then?
Yes, it does. The point is that it shows up below the Google guarantee. It shows up below the 4 ads that Google puts on, and then you have your 3-pack, right? So if you think about your mobile phone, a lot of people are discounting ads because there's just too many of them. So they scroll down, they get to the 3-pack, and then Henrik, if you scroll down a little bit more, under the 3-pack, which is basically the first page of Google, which has always been the holy grail, right?
Yeah.
So then you see, 10 best plumbers. You see Angie's List. You know, you begin to see all these directories, Tony.
Mm.
And so literally speaking, for many industries, what you're finding is that the only organic place that a small business can really rank for, and where 80% of all the searchers go, is in the 3-pack. So if you spend all of this common sense money for SEO for your main keyword, but you have no shot at getting on the front page of Google with that keyword because you can't compete with the directories, right? You're getting boosted down the page by the amount of ads that Google is presenting to you. You got this itty bitty little box, which Henrik is talking about, and you're talking about here, which is the Google 3-pack. So this is where the concentration is, especially from mobile searches, where people are searching for a restaurant. They're not looking at ads. They're not going to go through that. They want to see the 3-pack. And then the second thing about the 3-pack is you see there, you've got 3 ads in the 3-pack. And then one of them's got 10 reviews, another one's got 30 reviews, and then another one's got 175 reviews.
Yeah.
Right? So if it were you, and let's, whoever's watching, you're looking at this, your eye is going to immediately go to the one that's number 3 with 175 reviews with a 4.9 rating. So depending upon where your business is or your client's business in within the 3-pack, 1 and 2 within the reviews, that's going to dictate, a whole lot of traffic or a whole lot of nothing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, brilliant.
So if we look at this 3-pack here, you can see there's one at the top. It has 15 reviews. It has a 4.5 rating on average, but the other guys, they don't have any reviews. So the likelihood of a searcher clicking on the first one rather than on Wells Fargo's homepage, that's high, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they're going to get 90% of the clicks.
Yeah. So you can also see here that the mortgage company here is actually also number 1 in the organic search. So that's actually also a good indicator.
I guess there's also the fact that when people are scrolling down, they get tired of going past the ads. They get to the maps listings there, the Google My Business. Then they go down, see all these directories. And once they've gone past 3 of them, they get, oh, God, we don't want these. And they bounce straight back up to the 3-pack again.
Correct.
Because people don't want to keep searching and searching, do they? They want a quick result.
No.
Well, now I would tend to disagree with you with this exception. When I'm sitting home on my 32-inch screen, right, and I'm doing these searches, it's fine. But when I'm 80% of the public searching on my mobile, you're 1,000% correct.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to consider when we're talking about, how people are going to find us. And, Google is replacing, I don't know if your members are aware of it, but they're replacing Google Plus. And Google Plus is going away. And if you remember, Google Plus was Google's attempt to compete with who? Facebook. And it failed miserably. So now that's going away, and they're putting all of their emphasis on the Google Maps and Google 3-pack. And, they're even going to start to bring out social signals. And they've added very recently, the Cora type environment, not the Ted Kubaitis Cora, but the Cora question and answers, because now within your knowledge panel, as Henrik was sharing with you, you now have questions and answers. So you as a company or you as a manager of the Google My Business can actually go ask questions, or clients or people coming to your site could ask a question right there, like for the wheelchair. Do you have a double wide wheelchair for the fat guy?
So you simply just click here and ask the question.
Exactly.
And if I can add to that, Patrick, the the importance of the question being asked and answered immediately is quite significant for your rankings, because Google will monitor how fast you will answer either a review or a question being asked. So they will give some kind of statement, normally response within X numbers of hours or days or whatever. And if you want to optimize your answer a little bit, not too obvious, but you could sneak in a few of your search terms that you want to rank for within the answers.
Well, you need to be watching those as well, because it has been known for competitors to jump ahead of you and answer on your behalf with an answer that you probably wouldn't want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should be keeping care. The other thing is with the Google My Business listing, the maps listing there, which we can see, there's other little things that appear around your listing, isn't there, which will draw the eye. I mean, I'm thinking specifically where they give little snippets of reviews that have been posted related to the keyword of the search and things like that. So how significant is that, Henrik?
The importance of reply to a review, reply to a question being asked is I think it's an important factor, because you show your engagement with the customers. And what Google wants to show to their customers, the searchers, is actually people who are engaging in communication with the customers. And you can do that by answering the questions, by reply to reviews, and by posting to your business. So what I'm gonna do now is actually to show you how you can make a post on a business here. So I'll just go into my panel
here. You get
here.
to see this in English.
That will be in English here, so I'll find another one. Come on, guys. We have 5.5 million inhabitants here.
5.5 million. Oh my gosh. That's like downtown Baltimore.
Yeah, as I say, the country size of Wales.
But we are more popular over here in Baltimore. Sorry.
Yeah, well, probably.
Well, the bacon is anyway.
So generally, when you will start a post, you'll go into your dashboard, as I've done here. You go down to post, and you will simply go in and start by choosing what kind of post that you want to make. It could be a what's new post. It could be an event that you want to post about, or it could be a special offer that you have, or it could be about a product that you have. So here I'll be posting. So I'll go in here, find a picture. If I have anybody in my albums here, I want to use maybe this one. Upload a photo. And you can see you can either choose to post a photo or a video. It didn't take the, so I'll upload one here instead of, and maybe choose this one. Okay, here we go. And then you write your post down here. And you can see down here you have 1,500 characters, or roughly 300 words that you can use. You can then add in a call to action button, learn more, call us now, or sign up for, let's put in a learn more here. And that gives you an ability to put in a link, which you'll put in here. And you'll go in, sorry, it's the wrong side I'm putting to here. So you can preview, or you can just publish the, if you preview. You can see how your post will look like, and then you publish. And how does that look on your GMB? It doesn't even let me do this. Oh, it should have drawn an artist panel here. So I'll just go back here and show you how it will look like on the internet. So I'll go into my info tab here and view on search. And you can see at the bottom down here, you can see there's the post I just posted 1 minute ago. So what's important for you when you're doing these kind of posts is that having something which is a contrast to the page, the search page in general, because that will catch the eyes of the searcher. And maybe here you have only a few, let's say, a few words where you should have a compelling headline that really will draw attention and ask that people click on the post. And then when you click, for instance, on learn more, you'll go to the website in this instance. So what you can see, it's a quite tedious job to post into your Google My Business. And that's where Patrick's little GMB Factory comes into play, which we maybe want to say a little bit about the GMB Factory, Patrick?
Yeah, sure. Well, what you were just kind of sharing with everybody is, one of the processes that we can obviously do and is critical, for posting. As a matter of fact, in the Google API and opening this product up literally in June of last year, it took us almost 6 weeks to get approved just for the API. But with the ability to post up to 4 times per day, you can see that this could be a pretty daunting task to keep up with, and upload images and optimize images, and do all the various questions and answers. So over since June of last year, July, August, we've been in the process of building the GMB Factory, which, takes all of these processes that we have available to us through Google, through the business page here and the maps page, and automate these so that you can still effectively get everything done. You get more done in a whole lot less time. As a matter of fact, within the Google poster, Henrik, if you pull that down, you'll be able to share with everybody that you can actually sit there, and many of our members do this. They'll sit in one day, they'll create posts for the next 6 months. So because we have a scheduler. So with that, you or your VA can sit there and create articles. You can create events, products, and offers right within the system. It's all nice and neat and packaged. And like I said, we've got people that are setting up 3, 4, 5, 6 months worth of posts in advance and just letting them roll. So that is just one of the features within, the GMB Factory that we have built. And you can see here what Henrik has done is just schedule these things out, the yin-yang to infinitum.
So what the poster does is it has an interface where you can go into what we call the GMB Mega Poster. You can choose the manager of the account or the owner of the account, and it will show all the locations for that particular account over here. Then you can put in your post. You can add your call to actions. You have the ability to go and create a link. And you also have the opportunity to create what we call silos. We'll come into that topic in a later show. You can add your photos. You can actually use existing photos from your GMB. So it will pull up whatever you have had in the post before. And then you can go up here and say, I want to schedule that post to the 28th, for example, at 4:25. And you can add that post to your posting schedule. So it will be easy for a manager or an agency to control, let's say, hundreds of GMBs, because they will do it everything from within the same panel, rather than have to go into the GMB dashboard, swap to a new account, go in, post, or make the post, and then the next day come back, make the next post and the next post and the next post. So it's a really cool and powerful tool, and we'll go into it's a Swiss Army knife of tools for operating a GMB. So let's go back to the topics here. So you will have, for instance, you can go and have your insights. You can have a schema generator. You have a iframe tool. You can make posts directly to the blocker, which is attached to your GMB or to the Gmail account that's provided. We have we can send for a link indexer. We have UL shortener. You can check your UL shorties, and we have the calendar, and we'll come in deeper into that, what that is used for. And you can actually post photos directly to your GMB photo albums. Let me just show that here. If you go into the image tab here, you can actually upload photos to the categories of your GMB here, and just hit upload. You can optimize your images as well. When you post over here, this picture doesn't go to your GMB photo album, but goes and reside in the knowledge panel as such, in a different place. So it's two different places that you're posting image to when you're posting to your GMBs. So any comments on that, guys?
No, I think that's quite clear. I didn't catch the bit where we sort of said the sort of posts that you can make. I did sneak away for a couple of minutes then, but did you cover that? The sort of the different ones like events and products and.
Yeah. I mean, basically, but not in any detail. But you know, the one thing that I just want to share, and then I'll be quiet, is that I think, you know, Tony, one of the things that we all say, and we've said this for a long time, is that if you do 10% more than the next guy, you're going to be way ahead of them. Would you kind of agree with that?
Absolutely.
So when you take a look at what we've built for you to utilize for posting on your GMB, your knowledge panel, and even your biz site, the things that you see here within the mega poster are not just 10% more, right? I can pretty much guarantee 95% of everybody out there are not optimizing their images. 95% of your competition is not setting up events. They're not setting up offers, and they're not setting up products. It's just, they're not going to do it for the most part because it takes time, it takes effort. And especially your businesses that are trying to do them themselves, they just flat don't have two elements. One, time, and two, the basic understanding for that. they don't understand what schema is. And I can pretty much guarantee you that 100% of everybody out here right now that's trying to do optimization for Google My Business is not using schema codes. And how important do we all know in SEO that how important is schema?
It's critical, isn't it? Yeah.
It's extremely important because it's a marker to Google that tells Google what you are all about, right? So when you look at all the things that, Henrik has just shared with you in terms of functionality of this, yeah, it does look a little complicated, but, it really is not that bad when you do them one piece at a time. But just within this poster, one of the things that Henrik came up with was we tend to get stale when it comes to what do we post, right? So one of the features that we've added to help people, Henrik, if you want to just share with them, what is the RSS Feed Idea Generator?
You can go in here and you can actually put in an RSS feed. So if you know that you actually have maybe a Google alert for set up as an RSS feed, you can put that in here, and you can actually extract content. And when you have extracted content and copied over here, you can actually send it to a post, either what's new post or to an event or to an offer or to a product. So it's very easy to generate information. I just want to show you another thing which is very important as well, because we were talking about reviews. So here you can see we have taken all the reviews, and if you go down here, we will have the opportunity to answer those reviews. So this one has just been thank you, Shane, for the nice review, but you could actually fill in much more information about the experience that you have had with the client here. The same here is when you go to the Q&A section, you can go in and say, okay, Gary has answered a question, and this guy Henrik here has actually answered it, saying, hey Gary, it depends on the mortgage, but typically so and so and so, and I put in a little bit more information about that. So that gives you an opportunity. You have to be careful that you're not overdoing it, but you could actually drop in a little bit of keywords that you want to rank for. But if you're overdoing it, you might risk that your GMB will get suspended, or if it's regarding a review, that the review will be removed from your GMB. But that's just some of the things, and it's maybe too comprehensive to go through everything in this little show, because we normally set the show to half an hour to 3/4 of an hour, but we will take special shows where we'll go through the bits and pieces of this wonderful little program, which will actually save you tons of time in your management of the GMBs. And Patrick, isn't that what we know from the users, that it saves an awful lot of time when they're using a tool like this?
Yeah, just the comments that we're getting, from the 150 people that are in the program right now that are using it, pre-launch, are amazing. The results are amazing that they're getting. I think we had somebody yesterday talk about a national keyword that just by utilizing this process of being persistent and scheduling their posts, they had some pretty difficult national keyword that is now showing up around the country within, the 3-packs in some of those instances. So, by utilizing this and being very specific, you can, what I call, do the Google creep, which is you kind of start here, but as you do some of the things that we teach, you expand your territory. It's like you're peeing on the tree. Every time you move to the next neighborhood, you pee on another tree and another tree and another tree, right? Yep. So you're marking your territory and you're expanding into those areas. So he was pretty excited about, getting in the 3-pack on a national term. It was pretty cool. So the only other thing that you might want to share at this moment is that there are other programs that do pieces of this, such as you can get a poster, a basic poster. Doesn't have all the things that we have, but you can get a basic poster. They're going to cost you $30 to $45 a month. You can go buy a driving direction program that some of the guys out there have. That's going to cost you $30, $35 a month. You can buy these bits and pieces together, that we have seen, and then you can try to bolt them on and work with them independently. But what we've done is we've taken all of that information and added a lot more information to that and just created your one-stop GMB shop, to use and pick and choose as you see fit to help your business grow or your client's business grow.
That's right. So I know that Tony has left us for the moment, but just checking if there's any questions out there that people might have, then please put them into the chat. And if we go to Patrick here. So Patrick, I have posted the link to the software, and you have been so generous to come up with an offer as well.
Yeah, I've got a discount coupon that if anybody, if you want to put it in the chat.
I put it in the chat.
I can't see it on my side here. I can't see the chat.
Okay, no, but it's in the comment section and in the chat section of the live event on YouTube. So, but it's
the screen is blocking me. Here, hold on.
Just a second. I'll stop sharing mine here.
There we go.
I put it out in the chat.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing that we might want to share with your group today, Henrik, is I put together a listing of the top 50. This is from Moz Reports, but there's a document that I put together that has, the top 50 things that we should do for our GMB rankings, the top 39 things we should not do, for our GMB rankings. And, if you want to go ahead and share that document as a, just as a gift to everybody, that's something that we put into our Skype room for our members and on our Facebook page. But, feel free to take a look at that and not only are there just GMB factors, but there's also some SEO factors in there. But these are all from pretty smart people that got together with the White Spark and with Moz and put together their heads and came up with this listing of things that they think are the most important for 2018 and going into 2019.
I put it up on the page, and people should be looking at it now. And I can see Reggie had a question for us. Have you tried to doing a pop optimized Google post? Yes, we have. And Reggie, if you look at the replays, you can see that we had Kai Roof on the show in show number 5. I think it was where he showed actually how to pop a GMB post or a blank page for that matter. So yes, you can pop a GMB post or Google My Business post. So does that answer your question?
And pop means what? Pay.
That's That's using Page Optimizer Pro, which is a special program provided by Kyle. Can't remember his surname. Kyle Roof. Yeah. And that's.
Hey, Henrik, for those that don't know Kyle, I had the opportunity to spend 4 days with him at the SEO Rockstars in Vegas last, I think it was October or November. One thing about Kyle is that, you know, he's very down to earth, and he's not pretentious, and, you know, he loves to have a great time. But, you know, when you get him and Ted together, it's kind of fun because, you know, they're two analytical brains just going head to head on the stuff that they know. And you just sit there and go, really? Okay, that's cool. Now what? And it's pretty awesome. They're pretty cool guys.
Yeah. But we had him on the show and he showed it. So if you go into the playlist, they will be able to find the show where he used the Page Optimizer Pro to pop a GMB post. So yes, it's possible. We'll see if there's other questions. No, not at the moment. So what we will do is that we will come back to the GMB poster, and we will have a walkthrough how the poster works. We will do some training on how to use it, so everybody can have a little peek view of the software, and we will go deeper into the GMBs, the strategies that you can do for GMBs, and hopefully have much success. One thing I would like to mention is that, Patrick, you spoke about national, that one of the members had a success ranking for a national term, or nationally for a term in Google My Business. Every company who has locations around the country or everywhere should actually pay attention to the Google My Business, even though that is considered local, because you will be picking up a lot of local traffic. And with the Google Mobile First Index, you will miss out huge if you don't have all your locations, and those locations have set up the Google My Business and optimize those. Because I've seen a few large corporations, they haven't utilized it whatsoever. And if they just did that for their local, where they have different local environments in Europe, you might have a company in Sweden, Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, and in Spain. And just to take an example, Spain, there's 5 regions in Spain. So you can't cover everything from Madrid, but the people up in Barcelona, they're their own type of people. They want to be independent, but even within that region, you have to have your local GMB set up so you're maximizing the traffic that you're getting from those areas. So do not dismiss that as just a local thing. You will pick up a lot of traffic, you will pick up a lot of clients, and your national effort, you will anyhow have to look at the local side in order to rank locally for your website. But with the local GMBs, you'll pick up a lot of traffic. So with that being said, more questions here? I don't think so. So We would like to thank Patrick for being on the show today. And we would like to thank Gary, who's here, for being on. And hope to see you again soon to a little bit of chat more about the GMBs. So any last words, Gary or Patrick?
You know what? I mean, the only last thing that I can say is that, one, you know, the GMB is the new SEO. It's the new place to go. It's the new kid on the block. It's where you have to be, you know, to get found for your main keywords. If there is a Google 3-pack, regular SEO is awesome, but you got to compete in the 3-pack. And if we're not willing to do that and make the steps to do it, then you know, the amount of traffic that you're going to get is going to decrease significantly. So, you know, to me, not just because we built a program, but understanding that the 3-pack is the holy grail. That's why we built the software, to make it easier for our clients and customers.
You may have some genius guys in your group.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to thank you both guys. And next show we will have the topic about WordLift. WordLift is a small plugin you can use for optimizing your authority of your WordPress site, and that will be on next Tuesday, same time. And if you like the show, please subscribe to the channel and leave your comments or questions in the comment box below, and we will try to answer them as soon as we can. So thank you very much for.
See you guys. Got to run. Have a great day.
Thank you. Take care and have a nice day and nice evening wherever you are.